Okay, this is Capture Point Blast A18 by FiLi. Flip, I think his alias is. So, this at A17 Blast looked completely different, and apparently you changed it to A18. You changed it because you didn't like how the details were? Was that it? So, speaking of this map, before we get into the comparisons, just because there are some that we'd like to mention, speaking of this map, the major complaint that a few of us had was the areas connecting A to B. They all looked the same, they all have the exact same textures, they all have the exact same signs going everywhere. It's really, really confusing finding out where you are in comparison to the rest of the map when you're walking through any of those hallways. Speaking about A point and B point, I guess, is that you should probably make the capture points a little bit bigger, because everyone's so cramped on the point when you're capturing it. And also talking about A point specifically, there's a roof over top of the one blue spawn exit that you can actually just jump on top of. I don't think it's completely spammable, but I bet an engineer can get up here and like build an indestructible sentry gun.
Yeah, I think the worst thing you could do is have a red demo man just jump up on there and sticky up the exits, and be impossible to deal with.
I don't have anything to talk about B, so if you guys want to do that.
Well, one thing I would just like to bring up about the exits is that, and this is something I mentioned during the game day as well, is that this map is obviously inspired by Gravel Pit a lot. And what works in Gravel Pit is that that whilst there is like a single exit from the real blue spawn to A and to B, the single exits have a drop down before they actually lead to where the red team can access. And because this doesn't have that drop down, the defending team were able to walk straight in all the way up to the single door that allows the blue team to get to A, and that led to spawn camping problems like you wouldn't believe.
I think it sort of comes down to the areas being too open and how you have to walk through that big open area to get to where you need to be.
Not only are the capture points for A and B a little too small, but they also take a long time to capture. I understand you were probably using these same kind of capture times you have on Gravel Pit, but the reason it works for Gravel Pit is because the points themselves are really easily defensible once blue team has gone onto the point, and that means that it's very hard for red to organize a counterattack, and that means that they need a lot of time for them to do so, and that is why the capture point times are so long. On this map, the doorways for where red will come through to get the counterattack are extremely close to the point, so it was extremely difficult for the blue team to capture, and when they did get onto the point, they just did not want to be there. They wanted to get off as quickly as possible, and the capture times didn't allow that. And that really leads on to our real main complaint about this map, and it's one we're not going to like, but it's one I'm afraid we all agreed on, which is that I'm afraid we all preferred A15 through 17. The old style map, the map that was derived from CP Slag, the map that went through 15, 16 to 17 iterations, and we feel like that was making some progress and getting really fun, and we just find your complete rebuilding of A and B to be almost inexplicable.
Although, because you mentioned, I think, in the game day that you didn't like how it was detailing or just shaping up probably in general. The thing is that you probably, obviously, apparently, like C Point in this version of the map a lot more than you did in the last version of the map. And I think I actually recall you saying that in the game day of some long time ago that you weren't sure how you're going to detail the C Point and you just didn't really like it in general. But if you do like this one, we also like this one. So if you wanted to keep this room from this map and then just put it in A17 or A15 of Blast's, like the old version of the map, if you just replaced this C with that one's C and then kept that old layout, that would be good. Like we both like we all apparently both like this new C Point. So yeah.
At the very least, it's a really interesting design and really makes it a impressive location, memorable location. But I'm afraid we just don't quite have the same praise for A and B. So you said that you're proud of this layout because you created it around the theme and not around what did that map do here. And we feel that really what you're looking at, you're looking at the basis of mapping wrong. Really, instead of starting off with a theme and trying to mold your gameplay so it fits the theme, you should work the other way. You should start off with your gameplay and design your theme around that. So it's because the detailing phase can make up for a lot of what the dev textured barren map lacks when it comes to conveying an idea. So to give you a comparison, look at Granary. Okay, if you were to take the name Granary, then it suggests you need storage silos and piles of grain and stuff like that, which Granary actually has very little of. In fact, the main element, the main memorable aspect of Granary, the midpoint, is those shipping containers, which grain, you can't fit grain in a shipping container. It doesn't work. So the map name doesn't have to be revolve around. The map name should revolve around the gameplay, and the detailing should be the one that pulls the theme along rather than how the map plays. So don't worry about a blast furnace or such. Just make a map that works, that people are happy with, and then when it gets to the detailing, then you can include the foundry textures and stuff like that, and then it will start feeling exactly whatever theme you decide to go with. That's really the strength of the two skill sets contest, is that the maps that are entered that have just been signed off and become the list of maps to be detailed, you're going to end up with maps that would be detailed like 2 or 3 times, and I'm sure that many will go in radically different directions, and that will work and that will be fine, because it's not the gameplay that says where the detail of the map will go. It will be the mind's eye, the idea of the mapper. So yeah, don't worry about that. And hey, if you decided to rebuild A and B because you're getting frustrated, maybe like tired of the original your design that you had in A15, the whatever minor issues that it had, I'm sure just taking a little breather, working on C for a while, it will help you get back in the mood, and maybe you'll can go back to A15 and feel like you're having more fun mapping for that then.
Yeah, even just in general, taking a breather from your map is a very good thing. Like, even if you're very happy about your map, and anyone who's listening, this is a good tip too. If you're really content with how your map is and you're just about ready for beta 1 or whatever, A1, maybe not A1 because it's a good... Anyway, the point is,
you
want to take a break. so that you clear your mind, and then when you come back to it, you see it from the new mindset of a new player. So if you really love it, there might be a time, and it happened with me, where you really like your map, and then you go away for like a week or something. You come back with a new, like, fresh eyes, and sometimes what you really liked before, you really don't like afterwards. After you're not full of it, you're not full of yourself.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do because you're cleaning your mind, so you're getting new, fresh ideas. These ideas may be like twice as good as the ideas you had before because you've had time to think and just to like see other things as well.
Yeah, but be careful of the reverse happening. You don't want to forget about your old ideas completely, just in case, whatever else you make doesn't work out, and you shouldn't feel like you have to stick with any particular set of blocks and brushes.
So the mid route is, as we said, is a bit like maze sort of. There's like routes going one way, then that goes into another way, and it just seems very like confusing and just too much. So I was going to suggest that maybe reduce into one like room, or just like one place that people will meet. So it'll give like a nice choke point, or just somewhere for people to fight in, rather than just walking from A to C to B, which happens in like gravel pits sometimes. How people just don't want to go through the mid because they just can't be. They're not interested by what that is. And it also will give the attackers another way to attack from, because they would probably spend a while going from the point to point, because obviously there's a lot of routes to get there. So reducing it down to like one or maybe two will just help speed it up and make the flow just feel a bit better.
Also quite large.
You know what it feels like? Yeah, the spawn area for it feels like a portal map, like a boss room of its own.
It does actually.
Alert! The control point is being contested.
I think the teams are unbalanced.
Well, that was a real bloody rip. Now! Build in the sentry. Okay, mate. Snipers is spy! Snipers is spy! Spy round here!
Can we have a scramble up in here?
Help!
Was that a spy I walked into, or was it just lag?
Piece of piss!
The perennial question. Been happening since 2007.
Point shot, mate!
Nothing like a sandwich before
Our
death.
control point is being captured.
Yes, Circadium?
I love this doctor! Thanks, mate!
Yeah, if you just post it in the thread, then I can upload it again. Like, if you edit your current post with your new version of your map, then I'll upload it.
I'm head doctor! Still done!
Just get this over with so we can scramble.
The scramble.
Alert.
Sure.
The control point is being captured.
Moving out! Rubbish! The sniper is a spy!
Yeah, they definitely need to. He definitely needs to make it so that they can't spawn camp that door as easily as he can.
So terrible at this game.
Building the sentry.
Alright.
Dispenser going up.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Your heads look bloody 12 feet tall.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Hey Trotin, for Tightrope, do you guys have like a video that covers most of the changes?
Alert. The control point mission ends in 30 seconds. Mission ends in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
5, 4.
because it sounds interesting. Like, I looked through some of the weapon changes and it seems pretty cool, but such a commitment to go connect to a server.